Hi, everybody. I am taking advantage of our 3-day weekend and I'm getting ahead of some of the videos. So today is actually Sunday and I'm going to be posting videos for what we're doing in class for the rest of the week. Those of you who are absent because you are on vacation or you're out of town or you're sick, you can go ahead and find out what we're doing for the entire week just by going in each day's folder, and you should see the video of the summary of what we did in class that day in that folder. Okay, so you can go ahead and work ahead. All right, so let's go ahead. First things first, it is September now, so I've got a new folder for September. Everything should be blue. So you're going to go into the September folder, which we already did because you're watching this video, and you're looking at Tuesday, September 3rd. Let me go over our objectives. So we're starting our new unit in Amplified this week, and it's called Geology on Mars. So the first thing I need you to do is I need you to go to GoodNotes and create a new folder. So every time we have a new unit, you're going to have a folder, and then all of the information, documents, PDFs, pictures, graphs, whatever I have for you for that unit, then that will all go into that folder. So pause the video, make your folder, and then come back. Okay, in today's folder, you're going to see, this is not on my list of activities, but I'm going to have you do this really quick. In the list of like all of our materials today, do you see this here? The GOM pre-assessment and the GOM vocabulary and key concepts. Go ahead, and if you are absent, I want you to put both of those in there. The kids in class had a paper copy, but because you're absent, you're going to have to do this online, and that's okay. So I'm going to pause, let you put those in your new folder that you created in GoodNotes. Okay, first thing, I gave the kids just a little bit of time to do a pre-assessment. I talked to them about how important a pre-assessment is for many, many reasons. Number one, a pre-assessment helps me know what you already know, okay? That being said, you may not know anything about what this unit is about, and so when you look at the pre-assessment, you may be like, what? So please be assured the pre-assessment is not graded, but it is important for me. You can't just kind of like, I don't know, you have to try, and it's really just an idea for me to see what you understand right now. So if you don't understand anything, if you are understanding it maybe in a different way or whatever, it's important for me that you don't just leave it blank and turn it in or write, I don't know. I want you to try. How are you interpreting this? So as you look at this pre-assessment, I've got directions for you. So first of all, there's this picture, okay? And it says the image above is a satellite image of Mars. You can see there are several channels that have formed over time on the surface. I'm specifically not defining the word channels because that's a vocabulary term for you. Don't look it up on that list that you just downloaded. I want you to, what is a channel to you? Because that's part of your learning. I want to know if you understand what that means yet. So you can see that there are several channels that have formed over time on the surface. You are a planetary geologist or planetary scientist trying to figure out how the channels formed. How can you use a model to get evidence? There should be a question mark there. I'm gonna edit that and then put it back in. And then how can you use a model to get evidence answering this question? I am so sorry. That's horrible, but you get what I'm saying. I'm asking, how can you use a model? What type of model would you use? So you've got some directions. It says use a blank paper on your desk. You don't have blank paper, so you need to add a blank sheet of paper in GoodNotes, just a blank page, no lines, nothing. And then I want you to draw a picture of the model that you would use. There's no right or wrong here now because you have never done this before. I want to know, what would you use? Remember, we have our standard for 7th grade science that students need to be able to generate models in order to test their hypotheses. I'm just asking, what would you do? And then if you need to, add labels to important features of your model. And then I want you to write a short description of the step-by-step procedures that you would follow to conduct your investigation. And what would you expect to find? This is your hypothesis. Use if or then. Right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. That's okay. Remember, this is a pre-assessment. You haven't been given all of the details that you could kind of go back on and say, okay, this is what it is. So I'm not expecting huge, great things. Just give it a shot. If you are trying to figure out what formed those channels, what could you use? I'll give you a hint. You'd probably want to do something. It's an activity. It's not a picture that you're drawing. You're going to want to do something. So just kind of write that on a blank piece of paper. And then when you're finished, I don't have a place for you to turn this in, because in order for me to do that, I would have to add a grade to it, and these are not graded. So why don't you just email it to me? Okay, and then that way I'll see what you've got. Okay? All right. Don't spend a whole lot of time on this. I would say 5 minutes at the very most right now. Just do what you can do. All right, when you are finished with that, then let's go ahead and take a look at your vocabulary key concepts. So the way that I give you vocabulary every single unit, and these are important, I want you to create flashcards. And so I will give you your vocabulary and your key concepts on a piece of paper that is organized in this manner, okay? You'll notice that there are colored blocks here with the chapters. Remember, color means something. So all of the vocabulary and key concepts in chapter 1, I want you to associate with color blue. They also have their title on there. So chapter 1 is comparing Earth and other rocky planets. It's important for you to remember the title, because everything that you have over here, in your vocabulary terms and in your answers and in your key comment or your key concepts down here, they all have to do with comparing Earth to other rocky planets. Chapter 2 is green, and the title is using models as evidence, and chapter 3 is analyzing new evidence. Now, we don't have any vocabulary terms or key concepts for chapter 3, so you're only going to be considering 1 and 2. The reason why I'm pulling that out is because I'm going to have you create a study deck on GoodNotes. And I've got them in this column, the vocabulary terms, and like key concept 1 is going to be the question, and then your answer is over here. And I just did that to kind of help you out as you're learning how to use GoodNotes. In this folder for today, I have another folder called GoodNotes Tutorial, and I want you to watch this video here. It is a video that explains how to use GoodNotes. Whoops, I don't want to start it. Sorry. How to use GoodNotes to create a study deck. If you're in Mrs. Stork's class, third period, you may have already learned that. I'm going to see if I can get her notes and put them in here in this tutorial as well. But if you have not, and if you've never used GoodNotes, and in fact, GoodNotes had an update, you should have GoodNotes 6. So it's a little bit different than GoodNotes 5. So even if you already know how to make a study deck, there may be some things that have changed or some features that have been added that might actually help you out a lot. So go ahead and watch this video, and then you can get started making your study deck. Okay, that's all we did today. For Wednesday, if you are absent or know you're going to be gone on Wednesday, go ahead and go into Wednesday's folder, and I'll let you know what we did on that day. Okay, see you soon.